consider the answer. Okay, so fx is the x cube minus x minus 11 equal to 0, and it's important for all. Use the radian mode in your calculator whenever solve any example of numerical method. Okay, the first step, find one interval AB where for one value the function should negative output, and for a second value that is called B, and we check that function should have the positive output. Okay, so f of 2 that is minus 5 negative, f of 3 that is 13 it is positive. So what does it mean? Okay, by using the IVT theorem we can say that the one root, okay, of this equation is exist in between 2 and 3. Okay, that is lies in between 2 and 3. And how we can check this root? So for that we'll prepare one table. The first column the number of iterations up to the 4 iteration. Fourth approximation means we'll check the 4 iteration. Okay, 4 answer. Second column that is a where f of a is a negative, b is the f of b positive, third column. And the next column that is our formula of bisection method, xn is equal to a plus b by 2. And the last column that is a function output. Okay, and based on that, okay, based on this output we can decide the next interval. Okay, if it is positive then we'll replace this value. Okay, replace the values of x1 to the positive output, and if it is negative then we'll replace this value in place of a where f of a is a negative. Okay, so this is the data for this first example. The first iteration for this we consider 2 and 3 as a and b. Okay, and then consider it average, that we will get a 2.5, and then after check output of 2.5, that will be the 2.125. Okay, just replace 2.5 in this function we have x cube minus x minus 11 equal to 0. So replace 2.5 here and we can easily solve it by using a scientific calculator. Okay, so it is positive. So in the next iterations, we'll replace this 2.5 in place of 3. Okay, replace this 2.5 to the positive output value. So 3 will be replaced by 2.5 and here 2 as it is. Okay, and again consider it average as a x2 will be 2.25 and check the 2.25 output. Here we'll get a negative answer. Okay, that is minus 1.85. So we'll replace this 2.25 to the negative output. Okay, that is a 2 here and f of a is a negative. So replace 2.25 in place of 2 and here 2.5 as it is. Okay, and again consider it average, that is a 2.375. Check it output, that is a positive here. So replace this 2.375 to the positive output here as in place of 2.5. So again consider it average, that will be our final answer. Okay, 2.3125. Up to the 4 approximation means we'll check 4 iterations. Okay, to consider answer x1 x2 x3 x4, and x4 is our approximate answer of the given question. Okay, that is the question 1. And then after questions 2 that we had discussed in the last lab, that is cos x minus x e raised to x is equal to 0. Okay, and here it is at interval 0 and 1, f of 0 is equal to 1, and that is a positive, and f of 1 is equal to minus 2.17, that is a negative. So a is equal to 1. Okay, so roots lies in between 1 and 0, and that is a table. Up to the 5 iteration means 1 2 3 4 5 5 iteration is required for this question. Okay, so first interval that is 1 and 0, consider it average, that is 0.5. Check the function output, that is a positive. Replace 0.5 in place of 0. So 1 and 1.5, that is a 0.75 average. And f of x2, that is a negative. So replace this 0.75 again. Okay, sorry, that is 0.75 will be replaced in place of 1 because it is negative. Okay, so 0.75, 0.5, and consider it average, that is 0.625. Find out it output, that is a negative. So 0.625, that replace again in place of 0.75. Okay, that is again consider it average 65625. Check it output, and that is a negative, again replace to the 0.625, and again consider it average, that is a 0.53125. that is the required answer up to the 5 approximation. Okay, so that is our 2 example that we had discussed in the last lab. And now let us check the third one. Data is here. Solve the x minus cos x equal to 0. Okay, by using the bisection method. Correct up to 2 decimal place. Okay, now there is one word, correct up to 2 decimal place. What is meaning of that? In the first and second questions, you have to solve up to the fourth iteration, the five iteration, okay, five approximation. But here there is a one change to derive the answer. You have to identify the iterations which is correct up to two decimal place. What does it mean? In this table, the two nearest iteration should be matched correct up to two decimal. Means after the decimal, the two values should be the same. For example, in for any data, for any example, let us get the answer of x7, that is a 0.5321 for any data, okay, for any arbitrary example. And we get answer of x8, that is a 0.5329, okay, that is 5321, that is a 5329. So we can say that the two nearest iteration, okay, दो नजीक के iteration के value, that should be the correct up to the two decimal place. Means after the decimal, this is our decimal point, okay, next two values should be the match, okay. So this is called correct up to two decimal place. That here we cannot consider the number of iteration that this answer will get after the 7 iteration, after the 8 iteration, and so on. But it depends the procedure. Okay? You have to apply such procedure one by one, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. And in this table, observe that two nearest iteration should be matched. Okay, based on this given data, means two decimal place. Okay, so that should be the match. Okay, that should be the same correct up to two decimal place. We cannot match x5 and x9. Okay, you can consider the x8, x9, x9, x10, x7, x8, and so on. The two nearest iterations should be the same up to the two decimal place. Okay, correct up to the two decimal place. If it is given the three decimal, so we cannot consider for the data. Let's take here, it is a 5, okay, 5315. So it is a 5355329. So they are not matched correct up to three decimal place. Okay, the three digit are not matched. Here it is a 535, here it is a 532. But in the x9, if we get answer as a 0.53 to 8, so that is now matched. Okay, that is a correct up to three decimal place. So this is our required answer for this example. Here number of iteration is not mentioned. Okay, you have to derive only 5 iteration, you have to derive only 10 iteration, you have to derive only 15 iteration. That is not given here, but one condition is given that कि आपका जो आंसर है वो दो डेसिमल तक सही होना चाहिए. ठीक है. So let us check the table. So that is output value as the interval AB, where f of 0, that is a -1. You can easily check that function is x minus cos x. Okay, so replace 0 there, so 0 minus cos 0, and cos 0 is a 1, so output is a 0 minus 1, that is equal to -1. Okay, so it is negative. And now check the output of 1, f of 1, that will be the 1 minus cos 1. Okay, consider first a radian mode in your calculator, and then after check the answer. Okay, that is the data is that 1 minus cos 1. Okay, so that will be sorry, that is a 2 bracket I mentioned that 1 minus cos 1. Okay, that is the 0.4596. That is answer of function value at the 1. Okay, so that is a positive. So I can consider a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1. So what is meaning of that? Our roots of this function is lies in between 1 and 0. ठीक है, हमारा जो रूट है वो कौन से बीच में आएगा, 1 और 0 के बीच. ठीक है. So now let us check the table. So a has 0 and b is 1. Okay, f of 0 is a -1, f of 1 is a positive. So its average will become 1 by 2, that is a 0.5. Okay, and now check f of 0.5. So f of 0.5 will be consider 0.5 in place of x and check it answer. So you will get here replace 1 is 0.5 minus cos of 0.5. Okay, and you will get a negative output, that is the minus 0.37, that is equal to minus 0.37 something. Okay, and it is negative. So in the next iterations we'll replace 0.5 in place of 0. So it is 0.5, here 1 as it is, and now 1.5. Okay, so x2 will be its average, that is 0.75. and now check f of 0.75. that will be, you will get this beta is a positive 0.083. Okay, you just verify this answer in your calculator. Keep your calculator with you in this maths lecture, because without calculator you cannot verify, you cannot solve any step, okay, in any question. So it is positive, so we'll replace 1 by 0.75 and here 0.5 as it is, okay. And consider it average, x3 will be 0.625, okay. 0.5 plus 0.75 divided by 2, you will get 0.625, and check answer of 0.625 and you will get a negative answer. Let us check this answer in the calculator. 0.625 we have, okay, in this values of x, 625, and it is 625, okay. So what is it output? Negative 0.1859. So this is a negative output at function at 0.625, okay. So it is a negative 0.18, okay. So it is negative, and now this 0.625 will be replaced in place of 0.5, that is 0.5 as it is, and you will get x for this equal to 0.6875, okay. That will be the x for. And now check function output at 0.6875, and you will can verify this with answer. That will be again negative 0.0853. Just verify this answer, 0.0853, and if any mistake, you just answer in chat box, okay. So it is negative again, so 6875, that will be replaced in place of 625, 6875, that is 0.75 as it is, and here will be x5, it will be 0.7187, okay. That is x5, and now check function output 0.7187, that will be we'll get a negative output again, 0.0388, okay, 338, that is negative. So replace 0.7187 in place of 6875. So 71875, that is 0.75 as it is again, okay. And check the x6, it's average, and average you will get 0.7344, okay. And check it output 0.7344, that will be negative 0.0078, okay, still negative. Now check that here, we have to consider answer correct up to 2 decimal place. So if you observe x5 and x6, what is answer of x5? That is 0.71, okay, 0.7187, and answer of x6 is a 0.7344. So we cannot say this answer is correct up to 2 decimal place. When we say it, the two nearest iterations should be matched, okay, correct up to 2 decimal place, okay. Means after the decimal, the two values should be same in this two nearest iterations, okay. That is the meaning of this point. So again, repeat this procedure up to the required answer. So it is negative again, so we'll replace here 0.7344 and here 0.7422, okay. And find the x7, that will be the 0.7422, and here answer of x7 will be the positive 0.0052, okay. Just check it, 0.7422 will get a positive answer. So let's check in this calc 0.7422. This is a x 0.7422. That is 7422. That is a cos of 0.7422. Okay, that is the values, and just reply. That is 0.0052. Okay, that is the correct one. And now let us complete the remaining example. Okay, so this positive answer you will get. So replace 0.74, that is a 738. Sorry, that is a 7383 x7 7422, and Here will be 0.73 7344, and that is here 0. Okay, that is x7 that we derive positive answer. So 0.7422 will be replaced in place of here I just mention one correct value. It is 0.75 here. Okay, and here will be 0.7422, and here you will get x8, that will be the 0.7383. Okay, and check it output, you will get a negative minus 0.0133 one 0.0013, and it is negative. And in the x9 iteration, that will be the 0.7383, and here 0.7422. Okay, and find x5, that will be the 0.74025. Okay, and check it output here. You will get again a positive. Okay, 0.00195, you will get this value. And the 10th iteration, that is again same here, 0.7383, and that is 0.74 025. Okay, and now check x10, so we'll get its average 0.7393. Okay, and check f of 10, we'll get a positive 0.0004. It is positive, and replace this here 0.7393 and here 0.7383. Okay, and when we consider it average at the x11, we'll get answer is 0.7383. Okay, so now just check x10 and x11. Okay, x10 and x11. So x10 is answer 0.7383, 0.7393, and answer of x11, that is 0.7383. Okay, so check this, this is correct up to 2 decimal place. Okay, after the decimal, the 2 value should be same here. Okay, so it is repeated now. So up to this stage, we have to solve the iteration, and at that stage we'll stop our procedure and we'll consider the answer as a 0.73. This is our answer of this data. Okay, so this table we consider for this question, that is first iteration 0 1, x1 is 0.5, that is a negative, so replace 0.5 in place of a. Okay, so 0.5 to 1, that is x2 0.75, f of x2, that is a positive. Okay, and now 0.75 will be replaced in place of 1. Next interval, that is x3, and you will get answer is negative, so 0.625 will be replaced in place of 5. 0.5, that is 0.75, x4, that is f of x4 is still negative, so that is 0.6875 will be replaced here. Here 75 as it is, x5 0.71875, that is f of x5 is negative, so 0.7185 will be replaced here. 0.75 as it is, x6 is 0.7344, f of x is negative. Here change the values, 0.75 still as it is here, 0.7422 the average, and f of x7 is positive now, so 0.7422 will be replaced here. Okay, and now here the value as it is, so x8 is 0.7383, and here we get a negative output of this function. And then after 7383 will be replaced in place of 7344, and here 7422 as it is. Consider it average, f of x9, that is positive, so 74025, that will be replaced here. And again consider it average, there is 0.7393, and f of 10 is positive, again replace here and again consider it average. So now check this two nearest iteration. ठीक है, ये दो iteration आपको check करने, and our requirement is we have to correct the answer up to the 2 decimal place. ठीक है, मीन्स यहाँ पे जो डेसिमल वैल्यू है पॉइंट, पॉइंट के बाद की दो वैल्यू करेक्ट होनी चाहिए, मीन्स सेम होनी चाहिए. ठीक है, सो 0.73 here, and here it is also 0.73. okay, we cannot compare x8 and x10. ठीक है, दो नजीक के इटरेशन आपको कंपेयर करने हैं. ठीक है, if it is same up to as per the requirement. Okay, so we have to stop the procedure at that stage, and then after we'll consider our answer, that is 0.73. So is it clear, this question? Have you any doubt to anyone? Is it clear to all? Yes, Kirtan, what's the problem? What is your doubt? Kirtan?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is your doubt?
No, no doubt.
Okay, no clear. No. Okay, good. Okay, let's proceed. Totally depends on one formula. Okay, if you know the procedure how we can interchange this interval, okay, then you can easily get the answer. And remember one thing, this output should be the correct. So आप कैलसी में जो वैल्यू चेक कर रहे हो वो करेक्ट आनी चाहिए, मीन्स वहाँ पे कोई एरर या कोई वैल्यू मिसिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए, ठीक है. So you can easily get the answer, okay, within the time. But if you do some mistake in the calculations part, you the answer, required answer, you will not get within this range. Okay, so just mention the correct output, okay, in each stage. Means you have to identify the correct value. This is important. Okay, इसमें important क्या है? The function output is important here. Okay, इसमें आपने कोई गलती की तो पॉजिटिव का नेगेटिव हो जाएगा, नेगेटिव का पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, ठीक है. और यहाँ पे जो इंटरवल सुटेबल होना चाहिए वो नहीं होगा, ठीक है. So this is important for us, how we can check the function output, ठीक है. एंड कोई ट्रिगोनोमेट्री फंक्शन है तो आपको उसमें दोबारा वैल्यू चेक करनी है, ठीक है. अगर उसमें कोई मिस्टेक होगी तो आपको पता चल जाएगी इसमें कोई मिस्टेक है या नहीं, ठीक है. और पहले आपको रेडियन मोड कंसिडर करना है, ठीक है. कंसिडर रेडियन मोड एंड देन यू कैन गेट दिस ऑल दिस आउटपुट, ठीक है. So let us check the second questions. For your practice, find the root of the equations x cube minus 4x minus 9 equal to 0 using the bisection method in the 4 stage. So what is meaning of 4 stage? Means the 4 iteration is required. Okay, x1, x2, x3, then x4. Okay, if I consider the bisection method correct up to 4 decimal place, तो उसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि you have to check the answer correct up to a 4 decimal place. Okay, so here it is x cube minus 4x minus 9 equal to 0. The first step, check the interval, okay, a and b, where f of a is a negative and f of b is a positive. Okay, so everyone please check it, which value is a and is for b. Okay, which value we can consider as a and which value we can consider as a b. Okay, a as a 1 and b as a 3. That is correct. Any other possibilities there? Which will be the suitable interval, okay. If you start with the 0, okay, let us start with the 0. So for 0 we get output is a minus 9, okay. F of 0 output is 0 0 minus 9, so it is equal to minus 9, okay. Then after consider 1, so for 1 we get output, that is a 1 minus 4 minus 9, okay, is equal to 1 minus 4 minus 9. So it is minus 3 minus 9. Okay, 1 minus 4 is minus 3 minus 9. So is equal to the minus 12. Okay, so it is also negative. And after for a 2, so f of 2 is equal to the 8 minus 9. Okay, 2 cube is 8 minus 8 and minus 9. So it is also negative. And then after for a 3, so f of 3 is equal to the 27 minus 12 minus 9. Okay, so 27 minus 12 minus 9, that will be the 6 is a positive. Okay, which interval we can consider for a fast answer, okay, for a suitable answer. So if we consider 0 and 3, this is also possibility that you can also consider 0 and 3, and here it is required a 4 stage. Okay, so you just can find out x1, x2, x3 and x4, that is a true, bro. You can get this output here. But if I change these questions, okay, if I consider here a correct up to, if I in place of this 4 stage, if I change these questions correct up to a 3 decimal place, 3 decimal place. Okay, correct up to 3 decimal place. So I consider that in the range 0 and 3, you have to derive the more iteration. Okay, you have to derive the more iterations to find out the answer correct up to 3 decimal place, because it is the 0 to 3, that is a range is quite big. Okay, comparison to the 2 and 3, difference is here 0 and 3 is equal to 3, but for a 2 and 3 the difference is only 1. Okay, so you can consider 2 and 3, okay, as the interval of a and b, and for this interval you will get a fast answer comparison to the 0 and 3. Clear? And you can also check this point in this table. Okay, so in this table I have considered the first range, okay, as a 0 and 1. This is my first root. F of 0 is negative, f of b is a positive. So in place of 0 and 1, if I consider directly the value 0.625 and 0.75, okay, if I directly consider 0.625 and 0.75, then I can easily get the answer within the 8 interval. Okay, I'm sorry, 8 iteration. So it depends on the range, how many iterations you can minimize. Okay, it depends on the range, which value we can consider here. But that is a decimal value here, and we cannot predict directly for this value the functions become negative and for 0.75 functions become positive. Okay, so therefore we are considering the perfect value as a and b, and based on that we can predict the values directly. Okay, at 0 it is become negative and at 1 it become positive. But in place of 0 and 1, you can also consider 0.625 and 0.75. ओके, इसमें से आप इसमें आपको 3 इटरेशन जो है कम हो जाएंगे. ठीक है, so it depends on the range, which range you have to consider that, and how many iteration is required to get a required answer, okay, for this interval. So that depends on this size, which size you have to consider here. Okay, अब डायरेक्टली x6 में जो आंसर आया है 0.71875 एंड 0.75, इस ये दो वैल्यू आप एक के बीच यूज कर सकते हो. ठीक है, बट आपको पता होना चाहिए कि 0.71875 दैट इज अ नेगेटिव आउटपुट दैट, और 0.75 में पॉजिटिव आउटपुट है. सो हम प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते डायरेक्टली, एंड देयरफॉर वी आर considering the perfect value as a and b. Okay, and we can start the number of iterations by using this value. Here it is, you can also consider 0 and 3, that is one interval where f of 0 is negative and f of 3 is a positive. You can also consider a 1 and 3, that is also one interval where f of 1 is a negative, f of 3 is a positive, but we cannot consider 1 and 2. ठीक है, दोनों में नेगेटिव आउटपुट है, तो we cannot consider this side. But our roots lies in between 0 and 3, or roots lies in between 1 and 3, that is a true. ठीक है, so in this 4 stage there is no any problem that if I consider 0 and 3, if I consider 2 and 3, but for the correct up to 3 decimal place, in this case you just consider the right interval. Okay, 2 nearest value होनी चाहिए. 0 and 3 2 nearest value नहीं है. ठीक है, यहाँ पे 2 and 3 are the 2 nearest value where f of 2 is a negative and f of 3 is a positive. Okay, so in this interval you will get a fast answer, you will get a speedily answer. Okay, so is it clear this point? Have you any query? Okay, good. So f of 2 is a negative -9 and f of 3 is a positive 6. Okay, so b is equal to 3 and a is equal to 2. Clear? Now prepare one table. It is roots lies in between 2 and 3 and identify the first interest. Okay, so f of 2 is the negative, f of 3 is a positive, and here put the 2 and 3. Now x1 will be 2.5. Okay, 5 by 2. So now check f of 2.5. F of 2.5. Okay, so it is x cube minus 4x minus 9. So that you can easily solve it now. X cube minus 4x minus 9. Okay, so x cube, it is we have the value 0 0.7 0.5, 2.5. So 2.5 cube minus 4x, x cube minus 4x. So 4 of 2.5 minus 10. So one error. X cube minus 4x minus 9 is the function. X cube minus 4x minus 9. So here let us mention one bracket to 4 into, let's 4 into 2.5 and 9 equal to 2.5 cube. The region 2.5 the power 3 minus 4 of 2.5 minus 9. Okay, we'll get minus 3.375. Okay, that is the output at 2.5. Okay, get minus 3.375. 375. Okay, that is the negative. Now check the second iteration. Here it will be 2.5 and here 3 as it is. Find x2 and check the function out. That will be 2.75. Okay, 2.5 plus 3 divided by 2. That will be 2.75. And now check the function output value. F of 2.75. There is positive 0.796 and good. So here we got 0.7969 and that is positive. So replace 2.75 in place of 3 and here 2.5 as it is. Good. Now find the x3. That will be 2.75 plus 2.5 divided by 2. Okay, 2.75 plus 2.5 divided by 2. Okay, 2.625. It is the third iteration, 2.625. Okay, and take the function output 2.625. That will be negative. Okay, take it. Yes, that is minus 1.412. That is still negative. And in the last iterations, 2.5 will be replaced by 2.625 and here 2.75 as it is. And the x4 will be its average, 2.75 divided by 2. And that is 2.6875. Okay, final answer 2.6875. Okay, now another example to practice it. The 2 sin x minus x is equal to 0. Okay, the next questions, now just practice it. Data is there. 2 sin x minus x. Okay, that is a function is given. Using bisection method, correct up to 3 decimal places. Okay, correct up to 3 decimal places. Function is 2 sin x minus x. Okay, so first check f of a and f of b. At which value functions get negative and for which value functions get positive. Okay, which value we can consider as a for the data 2 sin x minus x equal to 0. Now that is not necessary then. Okay, for the counter example you can consider this one. That is example number 2. Here we consider A is 1 and B is 0. Okay, because at A we get answer is negative and at B we get answer is positive. Okay, so यहाँ पे A जो है 1 है, B है 0. ठीक है, So that is not necessary that A is always greater than or less than B. Okay? You can consider anyone because it's trigonometry that. So sometime it will be happen that some value, okay, A is bigger value comparison to the A. That is okay. You can go with this value. Okay, good. So at A, okay, for 1, okay, at x equal to 1, you will get answer is uh, positive, okay, because when we start with 0, 0 માટે answer શું થશે 0, okay, for 0 you will get answer is 0 and for 1 you will get answer is 2 sin 1 minus 1. आपको टाइप करना है 2 sin 1 minus 1, ठीक है, in your calculator. 2 sin 1, 2 sin of 1, okay, minus 1. That is 2 sin x minus x form. So you'll get answer 0.6829. That is the value at 1. Okay. Just verify it with that. And for a 2, when we consider 2 in place of 1, 2 and it is 2. Okay. 2 sin 2 minus 2. That is the negative minus 0.1814. Okay. So that is the interval AB. And now practice its solutions. Okay. Try it by yourself. That is for homework. You to do it, okay, and there is some more example is given in the assignment, so to also practice it by yourself, and for any doubt, any query, you can ask me in the lecture time, okay. So is there any query in this method, anyone? So please ask me right now, okay, otherwise we'll start the next method of this unit. Good. So next method of this unit is of this topic is regular false method, okay. To find the roots of equations, we can also use this method. That is another method in numerical analysis that is also known as a false position method. Okay, either it is known as a regular false method. So question asked by using any method, regular falsy, otherwise false position method. Okay. So same procedure that there is a one function is given. Okay, equation is given that first you have to find the a and b. Okay, where f of a is a negative, f of b is a positive. Good. That is the first step that we already discussed in the bisection method. And now, in place of regular bisection formula, we have bisection formula is a plus b by 2. Okay, this is for bisection formula. And now, in place of that, we'll use this formula. Okay, a into f of b minus b into f of a divided by f of b minus f of a. Okay, that is simple one. ए से आपको स्टार्ट करना है, उसका प्रोडक्ट आएगा बी के साथ, ए इंटू एफ ऑफ बी माइनस बी इंटू एफ ऑफ ए, okay, divided by f of b minus f of a. Okay, a is here where f of a is a negative, to use this value as the f of a value. B, where f of b is a positive, to use this output of b of the function as a f of b value and use it in formula find the x1. Okay, just start with 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. Okay, there is no any requirement of 0. So x1 x2 x3 x4 x5 and so on, and check after function output. Okay, if it is negative, then replace this x1 to the negative point. Okay, and if it is positive, replace this point to the positive. Right? It is similar form, similar pattern that, but the formula is changed. Okay, in place of a plus b by 2, we'll use this formula. Okay, a into f of b minus b into f of a divided by f of b minus f of a. Clear? So for this, we'll prepare this table and we'll add some two more column, okay, as the values of f of a and f of b, because it is required in this formula. Okay, by using that, we can derive the answer of x1, x2, x3, and so on. So we'll add some two more column, okay, in this formula. Here it is the values of a, then after we'll use the f of a, okay, f of a column, then values of b, and then after we'll use the f of b. And it is a formula xn, that is a into f of b minus b into f of a divide by f of b minus f of a. Okay, and the last column, that is a function output. If it is 0, then it is our answer. Okay, suppose f of x1, we to get answer is 0, then there is no any need to find out the next iteration and so on. You can consider this is solution. But if it is non-zero, then there is a two possibility, either it is positive or a negative. So if it is positive, then x1, this x1 will be replaced to the positive point, means x1 will be replaced in place of b, and here a as it is. Okay, then check f of a, check f of x1. Okay, and formula will be a into f of b. Now f of b will be now f of x1. Okay, minus b into f of a. B means x1 into f of a, divide by f of b means f of x1 minus f of a. Clear? And suppose code negative है, then x1 will be replaced to the in place of a. Okay, x1 to b, and formula will be x1 into f of b minus b into f of x1 divided by f of x, f of b minus f of x. Okay, that proceed to derive the answer. It is similar form as per the bisections method, but in place of a plus b by 2, we will use this formula. Okay, a into f of b minus b into f of a divided by f of b minus f of a. It's easy formula there. Okay, easy to remember. And process is also similar. Okay, so let us check this example. Find the roots of equation x e raised to x minus 2 equal to 0 by using regular false method in 4 stage. तो 4 stage का मतलब क्या हुआ? 4 iteration. Okay, we'll derive x1, x2, x3 and x4. This is our aim in this question. We derive the 4 iteration of this equation. X e raised to x minus 2 is equal to 0. So first write the equation x e raised to minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, and then after find the interval ab where f of a is a negative, f of b is a positive. Okay, so just verify this both value, check for 0, we'll get minus 2 or not. Now remember one thing, in your scientific calculator, if you are using 991 ms calci, तो e की वैल्यू शिफ्ट ln प्रेस करोगे तो प्रेस डिफाइन होगी. ठीक है, और आपको वहां पे कैप नहीं पुट करना है. ठीक है, some student are using the cap. ऐसे आपको लिखना नहीं. फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम फाइंडिंग द वैल्यूज ऑफ e raised to 1, तो for f of 1 can be defined as a 1 into, okay, 1 into e cap 1, ऐसा आपको मेंशन नहीं करना है उसमें. ठीक है, minus 2, that is not a right form in your calci. Will get a syntax error. Okay, a scientific error. But आपको क्या मेंशन करना है? ठीक है, क्या टाइप करना है? 1 into e of 1. ठीक है, that directly predict e raised to 1. This form, what is meaning of e of 1? That is directly predict in your case e raised to 1. ठीक है, तो वहां पे जो केप का ऑप्शन है वो आपको यहाँ पे यूज नहीं करना. ठीक है, कैल्शियम, एंड विल गेट राइट फॉर्म. आप वेरीफाई भी कर सकते हो. एक बार ई केप 1 प्रेस करो. ठीक है, विल गेट एरर, और एक बार ई ऑफ 1 प्रेस करो. ठीक है, विल गेट आंसर 2.7182 and so. You just verify that. Okay, so f of 0, so 0 into e raised to 0 1. Okay, so 0 into e raised to 0, that is 0 minus 2, this is minus 2 negative. और f of 1 की वैल्यू क्या होगी? That is 1 into e of 1. ठीक है, इस तरह से आपको उसमें फॉर्मेशन टाइप करना है. e of 1 minus 2, and you will get 2.7182 minus 2. Okay, that is 0.7182. Okay, that is a positive. Yes, is there any questions, any doubt to evaluating this value? Because example depends on this two value. ठीक है, 0 and 1, a and b, उस पे आपका example depend होगा. Are you getting this both value in your calculator or not? Minus 2 when we put 0 to this function, and now after put 1. Okay, 0.7182. That's very good. Good. Okay. So then after we have to prepare this table. Okay. Let us discuss right now, and after we'll revise this question again in the next lab or next lecture. Okay. इस तरह से डेटा आइडेंटिफाई होगा. फर्स्ट कॉलम that is number of iteration, 4 iteration is required. Then after next is column A. Then after next one is f of a column. Okay. Then after column B and f of B column. Okay. And then after our formula a into f of b minus b into f of a divided by f of b minus f of a, and then after the function output. So a, what is the a? We have 0. Okay. And what is the f of a? That is a minus 2. Clear? What is a b? That is equal to 1. And what is f of b? That is 0.7182. Clear? And now check x1. So x1 कैसे define होगा? चारों वैल्यू आपके पास है. ठीक है. 0, -2, 1 and 0.7182. So you can directly fit this formula in your calculator. Otherwise you just calculate first numerator. Okay. And then after check denominator and then take it division. Okay. You can do it both the way. So a into f of b. So a into -2 minus b into f of a. So sorry, a into f of b, that is 0 into 0.7182 minus 1 into -2 divided by 0.7182 minus plus 2. Okay. This way we will get the answer. That is 0.73579. Okay. And then after check it function output 0.735759 and check it function value, that will be the negative. Okay. We just let us check that 0.735759, and remaining data we'll discuss in the next lab. 0. We have the data is that 0.7357. Let us consider 7357. 57. Then after we need e raised to x. So e with the power 0.7357. Okay, make it over minus 2. Okay, so you get minus 0.4646. Let us check that. Minus 0. Okay, minus 0.46. Consider 57 or 0.53575. If I are using the 59 both, okay, 59 also, then you'll get 4 for answer. Otherwise, you'll get 4646. But that is correct. Okay, that is you can consider that. So this way we'll predict the solutions, and this second, third, and fourth iterations we'll discuss in the next lab. Okay, and we'll also revise this example again in the next lab. Okay, so let us keep up to this topic, and let us take the attendance, and then we'll continue the sessions. For any query, any doubt, you can ask.